Good day, good afternoon, good evening everyone, this is ViperAS, and I am playing a new game, Grim Dawn. Not the newest of games, I guess, it's actually still in beta, open beta, purchasable on Steam. It is an action RPG, I believe it's from a lot of the same people as Titan Quest, which was a lot of fun, and the skill system kind of shows their origins. I've just very recently acquired this game, as in about 2 hours ago. I spent the past 2 hours playing it, and now I'm making a video. Let me get out of those for the moment. This game is still in beta. I believe this is build 19, beta build 19. So if you get into this game later, or if it has officially released by the time that you're watching this, it could be a bit different. Just stating that now. It's also, by nature of being a beta, a work in progress. Things are going to change, things are going to be different, things are going to be added, things are going to be tweaked. This is just me doing a let's play of it at its current state. So, if you couldn't tell just by kinda seeing what's going on, it is an action RPG. You're going to click on things, they're going to take damage, they're probably going to die, you're going to experience, things are going to drop, you're going to level up, power up, all that goodness. If you've watched any of my previous videos, you may know that I'm a pretty big fan of action RPGs in general. Between Diablo, Path of Exile, Torchlight, Borderlands, I just like action RPGs. Kinda something I enjoy. So, everyone starts this game as a generic class. You don't pick your class until you hit level 1. There you go, level up. So when you hit level 1, I'm just going to clear the area because it doesn't pause the game. You pick a class. Now I'm also going to say this, since I've only played for a few hours, tops, this is not going to be a be-all, end-all, best build guide. This is going to be the build that I was using and I enjoyed. This doesn't mean this is going to be the take-you-to-end-game best thing ever. So, I like the Occultist because they mentioned that it has pets, and I like pet classes. So, the way it works is you have a mastery bar, which you can put points into, and then you have skills you can put points into. You get 3 points per level, and you have to get to certain thresholds of mastery points to be able to put points into these. Mastery points also give you main stats, energy, mana, all that fun stuff. So, I kind of want to rush the Hellhound, because I found that to be really, really helpful, but I kind of want to have a pet out. So I'm going to put 2 points into here, 1 point into there, and I want to get 10 mastery points to get the Hellhound. That's going to be my initial thing to aim for. Also, starting out, you, every level, get to put a point into Physique, Cunning, or Spirit. Even though this is going to be a fairly Spirit-based character, early on you want to put at least a point or 2 into Physique, even though it adds more than a point or 2. You know what I mean. Because Physique is what lets you wear, early on, better armor and gear. Since everyone starts out as pretty much the same character, your starting armor and gear is going to be a lot of similar stuff. I almost forgot to put my familiar there. I'm actually going to put them there instead. And there you go. So now I've got a crow, and the crow will occasionally shoot lightning at things. It doesn't do a massive amount of damage, which is why we want the Hellhound instead. Hellhound does do quite a massive amount of damage, at least early on. And yeah. The crow does, however, it basically turns into a buffer. You can get the crow points to heal you and your allies. You can also give it an ability to buff you and your allies with extra elemental damage. So it is good to have around, on top of it doing some damage. So the controls you may figure out are your standard. You left click to punch things, you can assign different abilities to different buttons. As a predominantly pet class, the way I'm going to build this one, there may not be as many abilities to use, though I do pick up 1 or 2, of course. One of the few things I don't like, it does have a mini-map, but it only shows the Fog of War on the main map. So if you're looking to head into areas you haven't been to before, you kind of have to hit M and pop the map and be like, oh, I haven't been over there. Whereas a lot of other games show it there, or let you have like a transparency map by hitting like tab or something, and this game doesn't seem to have that. Admittedly, small complaint, and it's a game in progress, so, you know, it's probably going to change. And a lot of things drop these tonics of mending, health potions. I mean, they call them different things, but they're health potions. And as soon as this combat's done, I'll demonstrate one of the apparently new... Oh, I guess I won't, because I healed up. So when you take health damage, you can kind of see this faint, like, yellowish tinge to the health bar. That is your, I believe they call it Constitution, which is depleted to quickly regenerate your health. But it gets depleted. It fills up when you heal. Oh no, sorry, it fills up when you level, fills up when you die, and you can find drops from things that'll fill it up too. I think they're called, like, I can't remember. It's basically food. When you find food, it's not a potion, it'll just fill your Constitution, thus allowing you to, when out of combat, heal pretty rapidly. And let's say it just leveled up. So again, I could, like, pump more points into Summon Familiar or any of these other abilities, but I really want that Hellhound. So I'm going to try and rush towards it to the best of my ability. And once that is there, it makes a huge difference. It's like night and day. And at the moment, our quest is to enter the cave under Burial Hill, and we should be heading to Burial Hill shortly. If you follow the road, you're going to head there. If you go off the road, you're going to find other things, of course. There's lots of side quests, though many of them seem to start from towns. And the further you go, you'll also find... Oh, here you go, Burial Hill. And this is a Rift Gate. Rift Gates are the same thing as waypoints in many other games. It's your way to get back to town. So there you go. Cool, it's a thing. And, okay, I was hoping this guy would have this quest. He sends you out to kill 15 rotting soldiers. It's just a thing that's gonna happen. You don't really have to aim for it. You're just gonna find them. And see, this is why you'd put some points to the physique. I could have this sweet helmet, in fact. There you go. Now I can wear a sweet helmet. But once you've got some basic stuff, you're gonna want to probably put more points into spirit, or at least that's what I did. In the town, you've got... I'm just reading those for the experience. When you read notes, it goes into your log and you get experience. You've got merchants who sell melee weapons, ranged weapons, which look cool, though I don't tend to make a ranged character yet. Some armor, and some knickknacks, like accessories. Everything's kind of expensive to start out, however, and they have a buyback tab, which is good in any game like this where you can quick sell. Alright, back to Burial Hill, because we want to do this quest. Quick thing to show. You can have one rift, like personal rift, open at any time. Just hit L, pop up that little hint, and you can use it to go back to town, come back to that rift, and it'll stay open. Party members will be able to use it when multiplayer is added. They are working on adding multiplayer, but it is not in the game yet. Clearly, this is a game that will benefit strongly from multiplayer, but if you're looking for multiplayer right now, you should probably hold off a little bit. The early access is not going to have that yet. It will, but not yet. They're working on it. And early on, until you get your, if you're playing this type of class, potions are really helpful until you get that Hound. The Hound soaks up so much damage. That's what I'm noticing, at least. Once you get the Hound and a ranged attack, it changes a lot. Until then, you're going to have to use the occasional potion. It just happens. It's not too bad. None of the early things are going to really, like... Actually, I found the early game to be the harder for this type of class, but... once you come here, you're looking for the Burial Cave, which is where we are. And... you're looking to kill the... I can't remember what it's called, but it's the thing that's making all the undead. But in here, you'll also find these Aether Crystals. You should prioritize beating these up, because they have a ranged attack before they're destroyed that kind of hits you. You can't dodge it. It's like a sneaking attack. Not good. You don't want to take all that extra damage. So punch the crystal, and then you can finish off all the little guys. I got a level. These Aether Crystals, that color item means it's useful for a quest. It'll just stay in your bag, and it'll be used later. On the way to getting the Hellhound, I take 1 point into Mend Flesh for the Crow, and then put the points back into there. The Crow can now do a minor heal. It's nothing fantastic, but it will help you out. I'm hoping to finish this quest as the end of episode 1 of this, I don't think I'm going to hit level 5 for this, but you never know. I think it should be just about level 4. I'm going a bit quicker than I was my first playthrough, but, you know, on your first playthrough when you're not recording it, you go, you explore, you do all that fun stuff. Which I'd highly recommend. This game has a lot of little nooks and crannies, and you'll find loot, chests, harder enemies that drop better loot. Standard action RPG fare, but still good. There you go. You'll see one of the things I just picked up was a food ration, which filled my, what is it, Constitution, I think they call it? Yeah. So, that's the way you fill that up. And even if enemies are on screen, if you stay not damaged for a few seconds, that picks up. And this is the guy we're here. Kill, where did he go? Kazag? Yeah, we're gonna go with that. The Reanimator. He's the one that's gotta die. He will keep spawning minions. You can thin the crowd a little bit and give yourself some breathing room, but he's gonna keep bringing them in. So, kinda good to prioritize punching him in the face. Keep the potions handy because you're probably gonna need them. And he will very slowly go down. And there you go. The way the bigger enemies work in this game is they'll drop this orb that you can punch, and it'll give you extra loot. I've found in the heat of combat that I'm very often punching it by mistake, but whatever, you're gonna want to do it either way. So from here you could finish clearing this place, or you could just town portal right out. I'm gonna town portal right now. Or personal rift, I forgot. Turn it in, show one quick thing on the inventory, and then that'll probably be the end of episode 1. So talk to this guy, he welcomes you, yay, I've gotten some gold, which they call iron, I guess, you know, post-apocalyptic world they do that, and some reputation. I haven't quite figured out what the reputation does yet, but that's besides the point. So one of the few things you may have noticed, things like this Searing Ember have that kind of almost like old school Diablo 2 unique coloration to them, that brownish beige. These are basically item enhancements. You can right click this and apply it to an item. I'm not going to do it right now because it requires player level 7 and it would make the item unusable. But they're also called partial components because if you right click one and instead apply it to the same partial component, now it's 2 out of 3. If I had a third, it makes it better. Instead of just doing 3 to 5 fire damage and then 8% fire damage, it would do a bigger boost to things and probably then something else on top of it. It's a very good idea to save these until you can get all 3 of the pieces. But this would be something that I could apply to weapons, shields, and offhands. To do that, if I wanted extra fire damage to my weapon, I could right click that, put it on the weapon, it'll give you a confirmation. Oh, I can't because I'm not level. It would give you a, do you want to do this confirmation? And then your item is buffed. They are not removable, they're not refundable. If you put it on, it's just gonna be there until you switch weapons. You can't, to the best of my knowledge, replace it with a new one, it's just there. So make sure you want to put it there, but these drop often enough that I've taken to actually using them instead of just hoarding all of them when I feel it appropriate. Can't quite use that, but whatever. So, before the end of the episode, it also has a auto sort button, which switches between orientating vertically and horizontally. So this has been episode 1 of the Let's Play of Grim Dawn. I have been ViperAS, thank you for watching, and tune in for episode 2 where we help out some townsfolk.